Last night was a horrible night for people that own Broadcom. And I hope you're not one of them if you're watching this. But if you are, there's still a good lesson to learn in this. And that first lesson is don't take chances going into earnings, right? Earnings are the 4 days a year, right? Earnings days. Those are the 4 days a year that you could prevent catastrophes, right? Every other day we're at the whim of the market. But the 4 days a year that they report earnings are really whippy. And if you're not positioned properly, then you get hammered. Let me show you. So on your screen right here, you're looking at Broadcom. It used to be called AVGO, and AVGO bought Broadcom, or Broadcom bought AVGO, and they kept the symbol. I think it's stupid. It should be BCRM or something, but nobody calls me. Anyway, so we're looking at the weekly on Broadcom. Look at this beautiful chart, right? Lower left to upper right, la la la. It kind of cruises on up, beautiful cup pattern, breaks out. How many weeks in a row? 5 there, where it breaks out, has a nice, decent volume breakout here. And then it makes a stage 1 breakout. So all the puzzle pieces are in place. It's hard to say. But now that they're in place, that doesn't mean you get stupid, right? This stock sat for 5 weeks at the breakout point. Now, we talk about how to read charts all the time in my mastermind group. And yesterday, we talked about this stock specifically because it had numbers yesterday. And so I said, listen, guys, I don't know if you own it, but if you do, you got 2 choices. Number 1, get rid of it, go to cash. Or number 2, just sell deep in the money calls so that the deep in the money calls to protect you to the extent that you're in the money. And you still get some premium as juice for income while you wait because the stock is coming into earnings, right? So that's a decent way to play it. Now, they didn't, realize or think that the stock could possibly be down 15% today. So we'll talk about that in just a second when I show you the daily. But here is the weekly. You can see this beautiful little cup breakout. Then it broke out, went all the way up almost 20% from the breakout point, which was right in here. And then it topped out yesterday. Now, I'll show you on a daily what it looks like. Today, it looks just nasty, right? Here's that long cup. Here's the 5 weeks or so, the 4 weeks that it couldn't break out. And then finally it did. It had 4 or 5 days going into numbers. But, yesterday we had a reversal. That might have told us something. And then today we have a big gap down. Look at the volume. It's 432% over the average daily volume of what it normally does, 50-day moving average of volume, right? And so yesterday was high volume and it was a reversal candle, and today is high volume and it's a gap down candle. Horrible. And look at the company still did 54% earnings per share growth. Why? Because it's in the chip making business, right? So you kind of scratch your head and you go, why is the stock down? Well, it doesn't matter why. I can tell you what. It might be down because everybody expected 55% and they only did 54. Or they said we have a delay in getting paid on some of our chips. I don't know what it is. It doesn't matter what it is or what people think it is. It's expectations and perceptions. And that's what the market is built on. So you can see these 4 days in a row where the stock was going up, maybe even yesterday, everybody thought that Broadcom was the next best thing and that it was just breaking out and it was going to pull one of these Micron or AMDs or SanDisk patterns, but it didn't. Now, let me tell you what happens from here. Psychologically, there's been some damage, right? This 15% doesn't just go away. It's a 70% drop. It doesn't just fall away. All these people that wish they had sold here are now sellers. Okay. And so they didn't sell. A bunch of people did, obviously, but the ones that didn't are sellers. And that's overhead supply. And so overhead supply puts a pressure downward on a stock that's trying to go back up and test those upward highs. Now, if it only gone down a little bit on low volume, totally different deal. But this is a high volume, 14% right now decline on, on a day where maybe it shouldn't have been down that much. I don't know, but the expectations pushed it down that much. What do you do from here if you're a shareholder in Broadcom? Well, it's weak. Now, it's not below the 50-day moving average, so that's a good thing. So I expect that it will probably go to that 50-day moving average, which is around $400, and test it. It's at 411 right now. So once we see a good successful test, a bounce above the 50-day moving average and a close there, once it tests it, then we can start to build cause for it to go higher. But until then, this stock is looking for a bottom. And that's what happens. It's got a gap down on high volume, and now it's like, where do I want to go to that bottom? And so you can look here and you can say, well, there was a gap there right in this spot here, which is about the 375 level. That could be a spot it wants to go to. There's a gap here at, roughly 340 or 335 or something like that. That could be a level. Now, I think that's pretty far down in this sector, but I wouldn't be surprised to see that 50-day moving average get touched, tested, and let's see if it can hold it. If it does hold it, now you can start to constructively build it. Here's how you can use covered calls to rebuild a position like this. First of all, I hope this is a lesson if you're owning this stock to be a little bit more careful and sell deep in the money covered calls. Now, you probably wouldn't have sold them 15% deep, but maybe 10 and you would have only lost 5 today. That's lesson number one. Or you could have gone to cash. But the other lesson is now, if you want to stay in this company, and look, it's got a first stage base going. There's a lot going for it. It's not below the 50 yet. And so why sell this off? This could be an opportunity. I'm not saying you go out and buy this. This is not the day you go out and buy it. You let it settle for a few days minimum, and you wait for it to test some levels. Once it tests those levels, now you can start to wade back in if you don't own it. If you do, this is where you start to sell or you continue to sell covered calls, right? Because if you can get 5, 10, 15, 20 bucks a week or whatever on those covered calls, you could start to chip away at that $70 decline that you just experienced, right? But most people will just sit here and look at the stock and not do anything and hope that it bounces back up. Look, it's not going to bounce back up tomorrow, right? It might bounce a little, but it ain't going up 70 bucks. Like I'd be almost just aghast if it went up even half that probably. It's got a lot of work to do. And so you have to understand the psychology of the market. There's some damage there. All right. So hopefully you understand that. I believe in selling covered calls. I think that bails you out of a lot of things. It also could protect you in this case if you had some covered calls going into numbers. And that's how I'm playing Broadcom. Now, this could be a sign for the rest of the market. The market is down today. The Dow is way up. The safe money is up. The QQQs are down not quite 1% today because of Broadcom, because of some of the other little techs that are selling off. I kind of think we're a little long in the tooth on this rally. And so, these little things, like most people don't even know what Broadcom is, right? Maybe you do, maybe you don't. But these little things are the straw that breaks the camel's back. We've been going up for 39 days. We are in a green market, which, as long as it's green, it stays green. And when it goes to yellow or red, now we start to see some chinks in the armor. But it doesn't go yellow or red until we start to see weakness in the markets. Could this be the beginning of the weakness in the markets? We've got 39 days of the market being long in the tooth. Let me just show you my Genius Market Timing System, which is available now in our Cashflow IQ, which is an AI-assisted trading program, trading tool. It's got all these different tools built in. But you can see the market's starting to turn a little bit. We've got 39 days of a green market. Hopefully that kind of gives you an idea a little bit about the psychology of the market. By the way, in several weeks, I think middle of July, I'll give you the full dates if you stay tuned here on this channel. Middle of July, we have a program called the Income Accelerator. It's a 4-week live online course where we teach you how to buy stocks and sell covered calls against them, because there is a full system that you really should know. So if you're interested in that, stay tuned. Click in the link below and we'll have some information sent to you. But either way, put that on your calendar that we're going to have a 4-week course starting July 16th called the Income Accelerator. The past Income Accelerators have been fantastic, and I don't expect anything less on this one. So listen, thanks for tuning in, and I'll see you on the next video. Bye. The information you just heard is for education and information. This is not financial advice.